What are the major news stories affecting the market today, right now? What about gold and silver? You want to know. You need to know. I've got the information for you in this video. I appreciate you deciding to join me for a few minutes here in the basement right now. Let's get started. Hey, we know gold has been pummeled over the last, 2 years, 2 months, 2 days? It's hanging in there right now at $1,745. It's kind of flopping around on my floor down here, but I still feel like gold has a strong base being developed in this range. This massive cup and handle pattern, it's a 10-year technical pattern that all these analysts say mean good things for gold in the coming years. I might be crazy. I don't know how you feel, not about me being crazy, but about gold. But I feel like we still have brighter days ahead for us with gold. It's at about an 8.5-month low right now. Silver is down there flopping on the floor next to the gold. It's at about $19.30 per ounce. It's near a 2-year low, if I have that correct. Again, silver is gold's first cousin. Silver also has many other industrial attributes, solar panels, anything electric, you name it. I also feel like silver's got some real room to move in the coming years. Many analysts are saying we could easily see $50 silver. Keith Neumeyer is calling for triple-digit silver. And I love Keith Neumeyer, and I'll love him even more when our friend silver gets to $100 per ounce. Before I move on to some major news stories you need to hear about, I just want to say thank you again for choosing to spend some time with me right now. I'm making this video right now. You're in the basement with me as you're watching it right now, and you are important. That's why I make these videos for you, so I appreciate you, your time, and your interest in my channel. You could give my video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. That way you get alerted every time I put out a new video. Now, let's talk about some major news stories. The first thing we want to cover is that the dollar is on a tear. The US dollar, when compared to other crappy currencies like the euro and yen, is at not all-time highs, but like 20-year highs, historically very high. And now I hear everybody, the big banks, Citibank, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, they're all saying, oh, the dollar's just got all this room to run, and the dollar, nothing's stopping the dollar. A lot of times when everybody starts talking about it, that's when things change. And yes, I'll admit, I want to see a weaker dollar because the dollar is weak. It is trash, in my opinion. The mismanagement by our politicians, and I won't go down that rabbit hole, but I want to see a weaker dollar. I want to see real money, gold and silver, do very well. And I've got some good news and some bad news for you about the precious metals. We'll start with the bad news. There has been an outflow of physical from the big ETFs. That has been hurting the price of gold and silver. One gold analyst this morning said it was like selling into a vacuum over the last few days. That will end. That may have ended. Gold is up a little bit today. Now, on the good news side, when it comes to gold, and again, this relates to silver, gold's first cousin, the World Gold Council reported that there were major gold buys by central banks in the month of June, 35 metric tons added. And our friends at Goldman Sachs are still predicting $2,500 gold by the end of the year. We know they're going to be right. On the macro economy side, today they put out new jobless claim numbers. 235,000 people applied for unemployment last week. That was a little higher than expected. Tomorrow we get the payroll numbers for the month of June. That will tell us the net number of jobs added or lost during the month of June. They're predicting that they're going to add 250,000 jobs. Hey, look, the whole job thing is similar to real estate, in my opinion. It doesn't react immediately to the economy slowing down. The real estate market is going to slow, but there's a big amount of what I would call residual demand from the big shortages we had in real estate over the last year and a half. Same thing with jobs. There's a residual demand for employees, right? So as the market is probably starting to balance out right now, I would suspect that next month or maybe the following month, we're going to start to see fewer and fewer jobs created and more people applying for unemployment. And that's when arms will go up in the air and people will say the Fed needs to do something about this, and the Fed won't be able to hide behind this mandate of, that employment's good, so we can tighten away on the economy as much as we want, and that will be good for the price of silver and gold. Also, yesterday, and this does affect gold and silver, we had the release of the Federal Reserve notes from their June meeting. I want to say two things about that. Number one, that was from June, and that was looking at data that was probably from April and May, okay? And they were very hawkish in their notes. Plus, the market right now is pricing in a 96% chance of a 0.75 rate increase by the Fed in July. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it gets backed off to 0.5%. Again, the key here is they're looking backward. And right now, what's going on in the economy in mid-July is probably 2 months later than what those notes that were released yesterday pertained to. Plus, let's not forget, the Federal Reserve has a very reliable history of being dead wrong about things, right? I mean, remember, inflation was going to be transitory. There's a whole list of issues that Bernanke, Yellen, and now Jerome Powell have been wrong about. The United Kingdom has ousted Boris Johnson as their prime minister. That probably doesn't have any big major direct impact right now on gold and silver. But the world being screwed up does affect the price of gold and silver, uncertainty. And the fact that they had that goofball as their political leader just adds further evidence to the fact that the world is kind of screwed up. Look at the leaders of a lot of these Western countries. I'm sorry, Canada. I'm sorry, United States. Where are they getting these people from? The funny farm? Let's wrap up with a friendly reminder. This has gone down in price over the last couple weeks, couple months. Same with physical gold. But don't forget, while the price went down, this actually hasn't changed one bit, just like it hasn't changed for the last tens, hundreds, or even thousands of years. Hang in there, my friends. Things will get better for the precious metals. All this craziness and insanity in the economy, politically, everything else will eventually reconcile to a much higher price for gold, silver, and the precious metal mining equities. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to look forward to seeing you next time.